OceanGate's Titan started its journey from the Canadian port St. John, the location where it was to be launched, located in the northern Atlantic Ocean, 700 kilometers from St. John, and at the same point. The shipwreck of the Titanic is present in the depths of the ocean. On Saturday, June 17, 2023, the journey started, and according to the plan, the Titan was to be launched at 8 o'clock the next day on Sunday. And there was a problem detected with the Titan before it was launched into the sea. Despite this fact, it was launched into the ocean. Unfortunately, there were 5 famous but unlucky people traveling in this submarine, in which the founder of Action Aviation, Hamish Harding, who had traveled into space also with Jeff Bezos. The second person was Stockton Rush, the CEO of OceanGate. The third person was Paul Henry, who had also visited the Titanic before. He is an expert of shipwrecks, and he had enough knowledge of the damaged parts of the Titanic. And the last 2 persons were Pakistani business tycoon Shahzad Dawood and his son Salman Dawood. Before the dive on June 17, Hamish Harding said that due to the severe cold weather, their dive has been delayed. And tomorrow morning, when the weather will be better for a moment, they will dive. It is said that going deep into the ocean is more difficult than going into space, and the main reason behind this is the pressure of the water. The Titanic is 4,000 meters below the surface of the sea. If you want to imagine this depth, just look at the Burj Khalifa and just simply imagine that the wreck of the Titanic is 5 times the height of the Burj Khalifa deep in the sea. In this depth, the pressure of the water is 5,885 psi, which is equivalent to the pressure as if a whole elephant was placed not on a human body, but on 1 square inch of the human body. Now you can imagine that how many squares will be on a submarine and how much pressure will be held on it. Well, on Sunday, June 18, 2023, at 12 a.m., the Titan started its journey. It normally takes 2 hours to reach the Titan shipwreck, but after 1 hour and 45 minutes, the mothership, Polar Prince, which was sitting on top of it, lost contact with the submarine. Losing contact before 15 minutes means that the submarine must have gotten close enough to the Titanic. In this depth of the ocean, sunlight is impossible to reach, and it's always pitch dark. So, the loss of wireless signals was normal. Therefore, this matter was not taken seriously. The entire trip was for 7 hours, from 12 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the evening. But when there was no contact with the Titan even after 7 o'clock, the crew members waiting in the mothership, Polar Prince, got alarmed and started looking for the Titan. At 9:40, they contacted the U.S. Coast Guard and asked for help. The next day, the U.S. and Canadian Navy started a search operation in the entire area, not only on the surface of the sea, but also under the water with the help of sonar scanning. The search continued for the next 2 days, but there was no hint of the Titan whatsoever. But then a glimmer of hope appeared. On Wednesday, June 21, 6 a.m., the research team heard some voices. These voices were heard with the help of the underwater radars. So immediately, ROVs were sent in the direction of the voices, but there was no sign of Titan whatsoever. Now, the fear of losing Titan forever was increasing continually. Because the amount of oxygen in the submarine was of 96 hours or of 4 days only, and by this time, 3 out of 4 days had been passed, but the searching teams did not give up. On Thursday, June 22, an ROV was sent towards the wreck of the Titanic. On reaching there, what they saw was a truly heartbreaking scene. At 3:48 p.m., the ROV that went to see the Titanic saw a part of the tail of the Titanic lying just 1,600 feet away from the Titanic, and the submarine that went to see the wreck of the Titanic has now become a piece of the wreckage. It only means that the submarine hasn't been able to bear the water pressure around it since it exploded in the depths of the ocean. This news caused a stir around the world. Many questions started to arise about Titan security at the OceanGate. The CEO of the OceanGate, Stockton Rush, who himself lost his life on the Titan, said in 2021 that he knew that he had broken some rules while creating the Titan. He made Titan from aviation-grade carbon fiber rather than steel because he wanted to do new innovations in this industry. The Titan was also tested at pressures of 5,000 to 10,000 psi before it was first launched, which it passed. In the ocean, where there are a lot of forces that fall on the submarine, which include not only pressure but also the flow of water. Due to the darkness, it could be possible that a heavy rock or sea creature collided with the submarine. Well, whatever has happened, one of the reasons why the Titan imploded was because of its carbon fiber hull. while the other reason was the pre-existing cracks in it? Yes, in 2019, a businessman named Stanley, who was also a friend of the OceanGate's CEO, also traveled in this submarine before, said that during the trip, he heard a cracking sound from the Titan while they were going deep.
One point, I was actually even able to drive the submarine towards deeper water by the sound of the cracking getting louder.
And at that time, he did not pay much attention to this voice because he had complete trust in his friend Stockton Rush, who had designed this submarine himself. After this accident, he told CNN that the sound may have given a warning that the body of the Titan couldn't withstand the pressure of the water. And in 2018, an executive of OceanGate spoke out against the Titan's carbon fiber body, saying that the fault would be noticed only a few milliseconds before the submarine burst, and it did. Experts claim that at the depth at which the Titan exploded, it took only 3 seconds to explode. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe.